Good morning, guys. We are heading out bright and early. No, actually not. It's 10 and Max is finished napping, but we're heading out and we're going to find the Sagrada Familia today. It's in an area a little bit further out than where we are, so we might have to do a metro stop or something, but we'll figure it out and we'll get there. I can't wait to see it. I've been wanting to see this building for more than 10 years, so pretty excited. Trying to figure out the tickets in another language is always interesting. Okay, not lifts at every station, apparently not the one that we're staying by, but it's okay, there's a lot of us, so we can take turns and help each other. We're trying to figure out why Barcelona is such a beautiful city, because they must have had a lot of money in general to be able to build like this. So in the Netherlands they had the bulbs and they made a lot of money on that, and they do have a port here, so we're just trying to look it up, because Barcelona, the buildings and like the parks, the way it's laid out, it's just really beautiful. So we'll let you know. There it is! I can see it behind the trees. It looks so cool. On the tower, like on the roof, it has colors on the top, like mosaic colors. It's funny. Gaudi, funny guy. I knew that it was going to be beautiful, but this is exceeding my expectations. I love it. The colors are so pretty. I'm usually not a fan of stained glass windows, but that someone could conceive the idea of this building in the 1800s. That's pretty cool.
The light is fantastic in here. It's lots of natural light that comes in through the stained windows and also some regular windows. And all the colors in the light are sort of dancing on all the pillars. So it's really crazy. When the sun moves over the building, it changes with all the lights and so on. So it's beautiful.
This church was actually built because in 1859 the Barcelona city, they finally had permission to extend the city outside the old city walls. So they extended into this whole big part, what is Barcelona today. And this particular area around here was a poorer neighborhood. So there was a lot of things going on in the families, that these monks, the Josephines, they were in this area. So they wanted to fix that. And so their mission was that they wanted to build a church that would kind of like show families around the neighborhood how to live good family lives. And that's why it's called the Sagrada Familia. So it's is that the Holy Family or the Sainted Family or something like that? So that's the reason why. And it's completely funded by donations. The state is not giving it, the church is not paying for it. It's all the entrance fees and probably, I'm betting, some private donations as well. That's really cool. Because the building is so complicated, Gaudi built all of these work models to let people know how to build it, because he wanted to make sure that people could build it correctly. The problem is that in 1936 they had the Spanish Civil War, and Gaudi's workshop, the area where all the models were stored, it was bombed. So a lot of it was destroyed. They were able to dig it out of the ashes, and then in the 70s they were completely stuck, so they hired an architect only to put together all the pieces. So in the late 70s he started putting all that back together, and that's how they were able to figure out how to construct this, because it's so complicated that it's only like 10-20 years ago that they figure out how to do it on computer machine power models and stuff like that. So he was way ahead of his time designing this in late 1800s. Since this building was completely funded by donations, Gaudi used a little trick. He was kind of smart about it. So he told the builders to completely finish one part at a time. So he completely finished one end with all 4 towers, and then people could kind of see what it would look like and how big and beautiful it would be, and make them inclined to give more money. So that was kind of smart, because if they'd just been ground level all the time, people couldn't see it and couldn't envision it and probably wouldn't want to give them money. The inside of this church and the pillars are made to look like trees, so you can kind of see how they're branching out in the top and then the leaves at the very top. These pillars are enormous. The shorter ones are 40 meters high, and the tall ones, the red ones over here, are 60 meters high. And the red ones is actually, it's a stronger stone, so it can carry more load, and it's a middle. I love this design. Some other guys started this church actually, and Gaudi, Antoni Gaudí, he is a famous architect from Barcelona. He took over this job site, and then he completely redid the whole drawing of the place, and no one could really figure out how he did it. It's a huge church and very complicated, and he only saw 10% of it built in his lifetime, which is like 43 years he worked on it. That's pretty incredible to go into a job like this knowing that you'll never see the finished product. That's pretty cool. He lived from 1852 to 1926, when he was sadly hit by a tram and killed on site, so other people had to take over. They were planning on having this church done in 2026, so come and see it then, if not before.
This door here is made over the theme of the 7 plagues from the Old Testament. You have frogs, and you have snails, and grasshoppers, and all sort of plagues.
We're back outside, and the clouds have rolled in, thankfully. I'm so glad. It was too hot. I think I like this end the most though. I think it's so cool the way it's so like minimalistic in a way, and still designed a long time ago. I think all in all, what actually surprised me most about this church is the insides. It's so simple and elegant, and the colors are great. I'm not that much into stained glass windows actually, but it just looks absolutely amazing. It's so peaceful and fantastic in there. It looks great on the outside as well, and it's very different. So all the different facades are very different, which is really cool. But I would definitely say pay the money to go inside, because it is beautiful. We're gonna wrap up here, probably go to a park, maybe find some lunch somewhere, and then head back to the apartment and relax for the rest of the day, because it's too hot during the day. Max is literally eating the whole slice of the lemon. Oh, I guess he likes sour things. I ordered some grilled seafood, and apparently that is a lot of shellfish, so oysters and stuff, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I guess I'm gonna have to find something else to eat. That's it for this video, guys. We saw the Sagrada Familia, and now it's the afternoon, and I think we're just gonna go home and put Max in for a nap and then cook some dinner, you know, all the usual stuff. But I hope you liked checking out the Sagrada Familia. It's a beautiful church, and I really hope you go sometime. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. It helps me reach more people, so I really appreciate it. Leave me any comments if you've been to the Sagrada Familia and what part of it you like the most. See you guys next time. Bye!